set the room yet.
Seconds before the song.
Up on the grid as they wait for the lights to go out. The revs are building. Let's go racing.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now.
Hey guys, and welcome to Wheel to Wheel, the last round of the 2023 season, and we are at Daytona at the road course for our Super Enduro. This one's going to be a great one. Joining me in the commentary box today is LP Armands. How are you, Armands?
Yeah, very good, Viper. Very interesting racing ahead, I'm sure. I love the slipstream action around this track. It's always fast-paced and tyres always come into play, so it's going to be a great one, that's for sure.
Yeah, lots to think about during this race. We have a special guest as well for commentary, our newly crowned Division 1 champion. It's Seckers. How are you, Seckers?
Hey Viper, yeah, thanks for that intro. Yeah, keen to see what they can do over 90 minutes here. Roughly 50 laps, yeah, tyres and fuel. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one, and Dale is helping us out with visuals today, and he'll also be chiming in with some commentary, I'm sure. How are you tonight, Dale?
Yeah, good thanks, man. Just keen to get these guys on the way. I'm sure they want to get this final championship battle underway and sorted and dealt with and get into the Christmas period after.
Yeah, it's definitely time to get things underway. So just a bit of a recap. We have 50 laps. All tyres are available and mandatory. And we are starting in reverse order of championship standings. So there is no qualifying. We're going to head straight to the grid and get this thing cranking really, really quickly. 50 laps at Daytona. Let's get going.
Who do you think we should get on with today, Viper? It'll show us a pretty good start, you think?
Oh, There may be Packer in that Honda.
Yep. Happy with that one.
That Honda's generally pretty rapid off the start. Lights are up, revs are building. And we're off and racing in the final race of the season for 2023, and Packer, as predicted, has popped around the outside, and they're going to go 3 wide down into turn 1. And we've got a bit of a runner at the front there. That's Madriski in the Ford for Scuderia, followed there by Palmer. And Packer has gone all the way up to 3rd, but he's got a bit hung out at the top there. Is he going to be able to hold it through there? It's going to be tough. Baggins has really muscled his way in there as well. It's a nice clean start from the guys. It's always tricky at turn 1 at Daytona. But we've got a split at the front. We've got Madriski and Palmer, and then we've got the following pack there: Uthrolic Straw, Baggins, Packer, Dodgy, Baker, Zedi, Lucky in the Volkswagen, Gipman, and MCDC, and Troy. They are all battling it out for the minor positions. But it's a pretty clean lap 1, guys.
Yeah, this is position 4 through to Lucky in 9th. Has been chopping and changing all throughout that infield. So Zedi's managed to get past Baker there, split the TDR boys up. You got Kingman going on the outside. Oh, sorry, Kingman and Troy just in the wall.
Oh no, we've had our first incident. But,
yeah, it's Packer on the grass there. He's
yeah,
looking for a safe place to rejoin onto the track. Got back up and running. Do we have a replay there, Dale, or not? And Dodgy's incurred a 1-second penalty there.
Yeah.
He jumped around a bit too.
Yeah, we'll check it out. Yeah, he's a really strange one. He's just kind of hit the ripple strip and the car's got a little sideways on him and got a 2-second penalty for his troubles.
Alright, so we might go a bit of a run through the field and see what tyres everyone's running, because there's lots of different ways to get this thing done. We've got Madriski out in front in the Ford. He's our first of our soft runners. Palmer also running on softs. Then we have our first hard runner in Uthrolic in 3rd. Baggins on hards. Baker's on mediums. Zedi is on hards. Lucky is on hards. Troy hards. Macca hards. Dodgy on hards. Packer's in medium, but he's dropped back to 11th and he's just picked up a 2-second penalty. I think that's probably from the outside of turn 1. And Gipman also on the hard tyre. So we've got a breakaway pack here, and that Ford is out in front and stretching its legs. It's extremely fast in a straight line, and it's going to be hard to catch.
It's just there for sure, just to build up that lead off the get-go, and then you'll just play the game later on the hards when the rest of these guys are on the softs.
He's going to have to drive flawlessly to get this done from here. He's multiple stop format here. You think anybody is going to be able to stop this?
No, I don't think there'd be anyone who could probably two-stop it. I'd be surprised. I did actually get a chance to look at what was happening in Div 1, but I'm pretty sure no one did it in Div 1. Is that correct, Seconds?
I believe so, yeah. Everyone did the 3-stop strategy, just pushing that time. The time you'd lose with fuel save around here is not detrimental. You want to try and stay in a slip train somewhere, join up with a few people, achieve the speed that way, and then just gradually fuel save and you'll make up that 1 pit stop time easy.
So you've got Zedi and Lucky resuming hostilities here. The two Div 2 Championship protagonists are 5th and 6th on road, and they are running the same tyres. So these guys are probably going to be together for most of the race. So that's going to be a battle to watch throughout the race. And there's a little pack forming behind them two guys as Dodgy, Baggins, MCDC and Gimpman are all really close together, and Packer serving that 2-second penalty last lap has dropped off the back. It's not a great result, especially with him being on the medium tyre. He should be up a little bit higher than that, but that's what happens when you get penalties at Daytona. They cost you dearly, especially the 2-second ones. That's 2 seconds full on the brakes at the fastest part of the track, so it's more like a 4 or 5 second penalty.
It's definitely going to be interesting with the different types of cars. There's a lot of different horsepower down those straights, and some benefit from the slipstream and some of them don't, but definitely noticed in our race earlier, Vipers, that there's some really good battles around if you can get in that slipstream, and some people are using the good strategy of just saying, well, you're quick enough, mate, I'm happy to just coast with you for a while, save me tyres, save me fuel, and it's a long race, 50 laps, so you know, a lot of strategy's got to come into it if you're going to be up
had a
at
big moment, turn 1, now he's waiting for the whole field to pass.
Oh, he's clicked the tyre bundle. Tombo's tyre bundle has claimed another victim. It's a tricky little, you clip that little tyre bundle and you kind of get stuck on it, it's like glue.
It's not the tyre bundle.
No?
It's not the tyre bundle. He just lost the rear going around the corner.
Oh, a bit of
And
a
then
slow
got stuck into the wall
spin
after.
got stuck in the wall.
The old spin stop
Yeah.
that Pup is known for.
MCDC is going to be the
That'll be good for CS Packer, because Packer actually needs to beat Frolic to jump in the standings as well, so that works out well for Packer.
Yes, Frolic was the leading car on the hards, I believe, at that point. So now
Yeah, he was right up in 3rd place, I think.
Yeah, so it's going to be a hard task to kind of catch back up and then regain that track position that he had. But long races we've talked about already.
I think Madriski might have made a mistake there at some point. He was out to a 9-second lead and it's dropped back to 7.5 seconds. Might have made a mistake there going through the bus stop.
Yeah, well, I noticed with our race in Div 1 that the wind is similar, or opposite to what it is now in this Div 2, where at the bus stop it'll oppose you for the entry to it, but then it'll actually help you on the exit. So, when you're already travelling at 260, 270, a little bit of brakes, that wind will definitely play a part there.
Yeah, it's definitely, you'd have to watch the wind, because sometimes even mid-race the wind will flip direction and completely change your braking markers in some of the higher speed braking zones. So it is one you definitely have to watch as the race goes on. So we've got lap 5, and Badriski is spending his soft tyres as quickly as you possibly can at the moment. He is not holding back, he's going for broke, trying to get a gap out there and then hold him off at the
fuel,
end.
doesn't it?
Yeah, the Ford is not the most fuel efficient car on the grid, that's for sure. Palmer is looking significantly better on fuel, marginally better on tyres, but definitely better on fuel. Then we've got Baker Boy on the mediums, so he's made his way up through the field on those softer tyres. And then ZD is the first of our hard runners, followed by Lucky, and then Dodgy, Troy, MCDC. So the two Drive 25 cars are nose to tail. Baggins in 9th, and then Packer and Gimpman 10th and 11th, and then Frolic off the back there after that spin in turn 1.
Troy with a half-second penalty, so he might fall back into the clutches of MCDC and the real Baggins. So they might become a train now. Packer's even on the end of that one as well. And Gimpman. So few little groups here. Interesting to watch.
Yeah, we've certainly got two soft guys are doing, the two guys on softs out in front are definitely doing what they need to. They're making their softs count at the start of this race. So we'll have to see how much that'll affect them at the back end. But the weather cycle here is starting in the afternoon and finishing in the early evening. So a lot of the guys are saving their soft tyre for that cooler, stickier track, where the tyres last a little longer. And we'll have to wait and see what happens as we come into that early evening session later in the race.
What I can say that Min is making hay while the sun shines.
He is definitely making hay while the sun shines. The closest battle on the track at the moment is ZD, Lucky and Dodgy, all nose to tail, as lag plays its inevitable part in the Gran Turismo racing. They're bungeeing around a little bit everywhere, but looks like ZD is taking a little bit of a gap out there, but the draft and Dodgy pushing Lucky is going to push him back up there, I would imagine.
Yeah, I've been watching Dodgy for a little bit there that last lap, and he seems to be giving Lucky that little helping hand that he needs to get around, so he's probably using that fuel strategy game at the same time.
Oh, Lucky and ZD's around. Not sure of that one. We'll have to maybe have a look at the replay and see what happened there. But they were a bit bargy into turn one, so
definitely bunched the field back up again a bit, hasn't it?
Sure, what's that? 4th down to 9th, 10th.
Yep.
Yeah, 11th, all within what you'd say about 4 or 5 seconds. So all to play for you in the midfield. Yeah, it's one of those catch-22s when you're getting bumped from behind. You also have someone in front. The speed advantage you can get on someone, especially into turn one, is you really need to be careful where you're braking, where you're applying, and also the person that's in front needs to be aware. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what actually happens there.
But we'll leave that one up to the powers that be to decide at the end of the race. But at the moment, Madriski's out to a 14.5 second lead over Palmer, who's got a 4 second gap to Baker, and then a 5 second gap back to Lucky, Dodgy, and Troy has joined that train as well. So there's a 3-car train with Lucky, Dodgy, and Troy, and then a gap back to ZD. So look, he's small gap. It looks like he's catching up quite quickly there, so it hasn't lost too much ground.
Yeah, I think overall that McLaren will be faster than a couple of those cars up in front. And if there's 3 of them all battling, look, that gap's just coming down dramatically even in the turn 1.
Yeah.
So if they're not helping each other, so ZD will be back in this battle. Quick sharp with a refreshed head, ready to battle again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pulling MCDC along in that very fast super as well.
It's making the train of 3 into a train of like 7. So they're all kind of getting drawn back up into the fight. So it's very soon going to become a large train with oh, what have we got? Have we got something? Oh, I heard some brakes screeching there, and I thought someone may have had a little spin, but not so. Just braking into that little corner there is a bit bouncy. A little bit of brake squealing happening.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the fuel briefly too, and Dodgy's not really. He's kind of the odd one out here. Thought he'd be saving a little bit more fuel there behind Luck, but I'm not sure if the Beetle what the straight line ability is.
It's not great. It's only 6 speed, so it doesn't have that extra gear like the VGT does. So yeah. Oh no, Troy has just clipped the back of Dodgy and then turned right into the wall on the exit of the bus stop. So that's another instance of closing speed you know, being an issue. You have to be so careful around here of your closing speeds.
The Beetle does have 7th gear, by the way.
Oh, does it?
Georgie's got
It
that.
100% has 7 gears, yeah. It just still has bad fuel.
Yeah, honestly, if I was dodgy, I probably would have made that pass a bit earlier. Probably wasn't getting much gain by giving Lucky a bit of a nudge, and unless he was trying to save some fuel. So I know the Alpha's itself pretty strong.
He's been bumping him since ZD was in front.
Yeah.
He's been bumping since ZD was in front of them both, so yeah, I agree, he should have just made the move. He's got the straight line speed. If he wasn't saving with the bumps, there was no point doing it.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't saved him any fuel, that's for sure. It's probably I mean, apart from Madrisky, he's probably the lowest on fuel in the field, so...
Yeah, just looking off relatives, you got Mid that's, you know, 18 seconds over Palmer in the Porsche. Yes, he's used a lot, you know, what, a quarter more tank, if not slightly less than that. But that gap, you're not going to claw that back with, you know, 25 litres, 20 litres. So relative, Mid is streaming ahead nicely. I reckon he's got one more lap in these softs.
Yeah, when that right rear goes, coming out of the corner up onto the first lot of banking is treacherous, to say the least, and you lose a lot of time through the bus stop. So I think we'll definitely see him in this lap. Do you reckon he's going to go on softs again? Try and stretch the gap further and then run harder tyres towards the end, or you reckon he's going to switch to a harder compound?
I myself would probably think that he's going to actually try and get rid of the two harder compounds in the middle of the race so he can come home strong. You know, 10 laps out of softs, I think that's about all we were actually getting in the Alpha anyway, before we were pretty much well worn anyway to a point that you can't race.
So you're looking
I think he'd definitely get on the hards.
Yeah, if I'm looking at the map now, if I'm Mid, I'm looking at like where you don't want to come out in this cluster of cars, and if you do, you don't want to be wasting your fast tyres.
Correct.
Do you reckon short fill and do a short stint on hards?
You could either do the long stint on mediums.
Oh no! Hold it together, Mid! Oh no! We've done it. We've cursed him. He's spun it in the bus stop.
That's that MR tyre.
I'm just going to do a replay on this.
Yep. That's really unfortunate. He's done such a great job. That whole first stint.
Palmer needs to be careful
Yes.
here too.
He just clipped the inside curb.
Yeah.
He
Palmer just survives, but you look at Baker, he's seen this gap come down to Palmer now, and he's on mediums, first of the medium runners.
Yeah,
pretty good spot there Baker's sitting in.
He's got 3 or 4 more laps of fuel too, so he can definitely run deep on these mediums.
Mitch tried to go on another lap here.
Really?
Great. So it's
Yeah.
Palmer.
Interesting strategy.
Must
This
be
is
trying to get to 11.
Yeah, well, this is the downside of running him early, the soft tyres. Like at the later conditions, you'll probably be able to get another lap out of him.
He's got 3 good tyres, that's enough surely.
I'm sure Baker's quite enjoying what he's seeing coming up in front of him. These guys struggling on these softs.
Yeah, this next section is the real difficult part with that right rear. Coming onto the banking and then through the bus stop is really treacherous. Got all that pressure on that right rear, screaming to get off the car.
I just found the bus stop coming in with a tyre like that, breaking a straight line, or you're in a lot of trouble. And don't hit that bloody ripple.
Yeah, brake early, it brakes soft, and let it run through.
Yeah, that wins the left rear quarter too, so it's really pushing the tail around, which won't help his cause.
Can he get through there this? Yeah, he gets through there this time.
Yeah, a bit nicer that time.
Good effort.
And Palmer's turn now.
Yeah.
Both on no tyres.
Yeah, and MR.
Another MR.
Oh, he's nursed it through there nicely.
Right.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. But Baker's right on his hammer now. He's within 2 seconds.
And then Baker, since Dodgy's disappeared.
Mid's going again.
Madruski's gone around. Has he gone around again? He has.
Yep, he's gone again.
Oh, I don't know if you really need to do that. Even on the hards, that car should be able to push and be as quick as some other cars are on softs or mediums. So
Palmer's in.
actually, has Luck done a pit stop?
Zeedy's in.
He has.
Yeah, I think he has. Yeah, he has. He pitted on.
He came in last lap.
Yeah.
So worried about the soft tyre runners running out, but we've missed the hards. Yeah, here we go. The influx is starting. So Palmer, Zeedy, Baggins. Let's see what tyres they want to go on to. It's a betting man. I'd say Zeedy is going on the mediums. Not sure how I know that.
I think hard or medium hard at the start is really toss a coin which tyre you want to start on. Just got to save those softs to,
Palmer's
to
on
the,
the hards.
to the end. Palmer's gone on to hards. Yeah.
Yeah, mediums for Zeedy. The Capes hit made him hit the wall on the exit.
Oh, and yeah, the undercut there, not quite getting it done. Lucky comes out in front.
Yeah, Lucky's
And
already
it's-
10% fuel, probably less. So what he's done, a lap
So-
by himself isn't good on the fuel with the meter by the looks of it.
He has,
He did get the spot back over Zeedy though. He did get the undercut to work for him though, so he's got track position at least.
Madruski's in.
So we see where mid pops out here. So what are we looking at? What's a pit stop worth here? Around 30 something seconds plus fuel.
yeah, I think it's like 50 seconds total, I think.
So
45.
Palmer's got 52 seconds to him. So if he fills up the fuel tank, I think that's around 50 something seconds here. So we see if Palmer catches up. Not that they're going to fight each other, you'd think, being teammates, but
Baker Boy is going to be the real question. Like when he comes in off these mediums, where's he going to pop out? He's
yeah.
those last 3 laps, he's taken time out of Palmer and Madruski. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting once all the first lot of pit stops shake out to see where everyone is.
So Mid's just gone back out on hards. Yeah.
Dodgy.
So I think that was about 40 seconds for that pit stop.
Dodgy full to the brim on mediums.
Oh,
He's just come
comes
out.
out.
So he's got past Luck in that. I've missed that one. He's come out right behind these two. So with that fuel that he had to extra burn, like he got the speed, got a 5 seconds probably ahead of Zeedy, I think at one point. But that extra fuel burn of that effort's cost him there.
It's always interesting to me that the guys who are always battling on track always seem to find each other. Like Zeedy and Lucky have been battling it out all season long for this Division 2 championship, and they just seem to have a magnet for one another on track. It's quite amazing, and it doesn't just happen. It's not them. Like it seems to happen everywhere. So it's really interesting how those guys tend to find each other on track, time after time.
Yeah, you do find each other, and when your car's not as strong, you latch onto the other one and find a way to latch onto the other one and vice versa. So that's the beauty of the 18 rounds. Yeah, it may be long, but the 4 different cars that you drive, some at one point, you might have the strong car, then another time you may not. So trying to be consistent.
Yeah, I think one of the benefits for the long season as well is you get to know those who you're racing around as well. So you can actually have some really good clean racing and know what they're actually about to do anyway.
So MCDC is in. He's putting on another set of tyres. Looks like possibly mediums. And yeah, mediums.
Baker could probably go another lap.
He hasn't filled all the way up, but that's interesting. So he's left a little splash out of the tank to try and get some more track position, but I'm sure he's going to have to pay the piper for that later down the track. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think Baker will probably come in now. Yep.
Come in with a 6.5 second gap back. You reckon Packer will probably follow him in? I would imagine so.
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah.
Imp as well. Baker's got the field advantage, so he should come out clearly in front.
Imp's done well in that lane again. He should be able to get the 14 laps out.
Yeah, that thing's thirsty.
And he was on the hards too, so he's not far off Packer and Baker.
That's right.
Hydraulics coming in too behind him, so another influx of cars coming into the pits.
So the harder tyre runners are all making their stops now, and then we should get a decent idea of where everyone is. Madruski is coming around turn 2 or turn 3, depending on which way you count them. And Palmer, ZD just trying to get down the inside of Baker there on pit exit. And Baker runs off the grass onto the grass. That's not an ideal situation for Baker, but yeah, just an unlucky time to rejoin and get caught up in that mess.
Yeah, it's the cold tyres debacle as well.
And Badriski is out to he's got a 13-second gap over Palmer. And he has a 2-second gap over ZD. Oh, sorry, excuse me, guys. It has been a long day and a long season, so everyone's running on fumes. And but we'll get there. So 15 laps down. Let's just have a quick run through the order. We have Madriski, Palmer, then ZD in 3rd place, then Lucky in 4th, Dodgy in 5th. Baker Boy in 6th, MCDC 7th, Packer 8th, Gimman 9th, Baggins 10th, Troy in 11th, and Hydraulic Straw in 12th. After that unfortunate spin in turn 1. It's got quite a few little different strategies here playing out now. The two Scuderia boys seem to be on the same page, running the same strategy. And then we've got Lucky and ZD seem to be running a very similar strategy, as well as Dodgy. So those three guys look like they're going to be together for most of the race. And then we have Baker and MCDC together. And then Packer and Gimp together. With Baggins and Troy, they're all Packer and Gimpman are both on the hards, and Baggins and Troy and Hydraulic have all come out on the mediums. So a couple of little things to watch down there in the back end of the field.
Yeah, the one I'm looking at here, probably the next move on is ZD on Palmer. He's on the mediums, Palmer's doing the hards on Porsche. He's already gained, what, 1.5, 2 seconds in the last lap that I've been watching. Yeah, we see what Palmer does here, he puts up much of a fight. And then it's the old Luck will have his turn and Dodgy again, so...
Yeah, that Porsche is not as bad here as it is in the oval race. But it definitely has a bit of a straight line deficit compared to those cars behind him. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think the McLaren, I was battling with Scooter a bit. The Porsche has its really good legs until 5th, 6th gear, and then lacks a little bit, but not much at all. It actually kind of surprised me how fast the Porsche was here. But it suffers a bit on the tyre wear side relative to the McLaren. So, yeah, clean pass there from Ziti. Now Ziti's going to try and put a few seconds on the luck here whilst Palmer's in between them.
So if you're a betting man, Viper,
jeez.
oops.
Palmer's just tried to stuff it down the inside of Ziti there and had to pull it up really abruptly, which is put him right into the clutches of Lucky. Sorry to cut you off there,
That's
Armins.
fine, mate. Yeah, no, if you're a betting man, early predictions at this stage, who do you think is going to actually take the race out?
I think Madriski's in a really, really good spot. If he can get these, if he can maintain this gap to Ziti while he's on the hard and Ziti's on the mediums, he's got a really good chance, especially with that forward at the end. But it's tough. There's so many different things, but I think Madriski's in a really good spot.
Yeah, I'll say mid as well. I was just looking back to see how Baker's went, and he seemed to have his in-lap and out-lap. He's had some issues there. Alright, so it's kind of, I was going to say he might be in contention with the way he was going at the start of the race there.
Dodgy's making a move here on.
Oh,
no.
It's just tapped Palmer and spun him.
He's redressing there. So good on him.
There you go, his race.
Was he redressing or was that penalty? Oh no, he's redressing.
No, he's redressing.
Interesting.
Yeah, good sportsmanship there. I'm not sure what happened. I wasn't quite looking at the time, but
Yeah.
interesting. So Dodgy's, I think he's got the speed to make up any deficit. Just the fuel was the issue. So I think he was even getting held up there.
He's saving quite a bit of fuel now.
Yeah. That's got to hurt.
Not in the way he wants to, but
He's just pretty careful doing it on the racing line at the moment where he is. Yeah. Some of these corners are a one-line only corner, especially if you're on hards.
yes, it's a big loss for Dodgy and Palmer there.
Yeah, if you're inside, I wouldn't want to be inside that Alpha right now.
Yeah. No, there'll be some cursing going on in virtual reality. Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, I don't know if Mid's fuel saving here back up at the front. He's doing, maybe just did a couple of 49s, mid 48. So he's bringing this gap down. Like, I don't think it matters much once the probably come to the end of the race, but maybe the GT40 struggling on these hards a bit more than what I thought. Seems to be missing apexes, the commentator's curse, I saw.
Yep,
Oh.
there you go. It's a tough transition, but when you put those soft back on, that thing's going to feel like a dream. So, Madriski with the fastest lap of the race, the 45.613. That's back on his soft stint, but that's a pretty fast lap around here, even for the Ford.
Yeah, I think looking at Mac is starting to kind of claw his way forward. I think he had a bit of a slow start. But he's not that far off Lucky. He's got back to 3.5 seconds now. He's pulled away from Baker Boy. So he might be one to look for the podium spots to come into the race.
His tyres and fuel look really good too. Like compared to Lucky, who's in front of him. Significant tyre and fuel advantage, so it's going to be interesting once it all shakes out.
Yeah, that Supra's got a lot of straight line speed down these straights once he gets it wound up, so he's just got to put his head down, hit all these curbs and go around the corners and just smooth and consistent. I'm sure he'll catch him in good time.
I'm just looking at where Dodgy and Palmer now 36 seconds off. Dodgy's definitely got the speed over the Porsche and being on softer tyres, on the medium tyres relative to Palmer. But he might be feeling bad if he does feel at fault for that incident that he's not going to pass him.
He might be trying to push
redressing.
Palmer.
Yeah,
Might be trying to push him back up.
because you redress, but then if you know you're quicker, it could still feel bad that you get overtaken one lap after redressing.
Like Palmer just had a moment there out of the turn one, which has let Dodgy slide on by.
Yeah, one thing I'm not sure if we've mentioned it is how bumpy this track is. So when you're on the harder tyres, to control your traction, you really have to be on it with your throttle control, and then amplify that by certain cars. And you're in for a hard time. So
gear selection on corner exit is really important too. You can save a lot of tyre by, limiting wheel spin out of the corners. So it's interesting to see if these guys are shifting up early or short shifting out of the corner exits. Drisky seems to be holding that gap at about 10 or 11 seconds. And looks like Lucky has closed up on the back of ZD, now 3 or 4 tenths off. Volkswagen getting wound up.
yeah, I think it's one of those. He's got to the slip. Now he'll just sit there. He has used a lot more fuel to do it, but I'd say there's probably 10-15% difference. But
he stopped a few laps earlier, but I think he stopped like 2 or 3 laps earlier than ZD.
yeah, so they're both on the medium. So going off what I've seen, your medium stint, you want to run the whole tank of what your car's available to you. So if you can run 14, 15, 16 laps and still maintain good speed, then it's definitely a tyre that sets you up for the end of the race.
Yeah, we're gonna get our next lot of pit stops will be coming up in probably 6 or 7 laps, I would imagine. Around that sort of 27, 28 lap mark, I think would be a pretty common place for people to start stopping for their next stop. But it's going to be interesting. ZD and Lucky back together again. MCDC seems to have starting to hold steady on that gap to Lucky. With Lucky and ZD slipstream now, it's gonna be hard for the Supra, even though all the straight line speed that thing has. It's going to be tough to catch 2 cars in a slipstream.
Currently got Baggins right on the back or side by side, and Troy coming straight through the middle, 3 wide. Classic Daytona photo moment right there. Baggins just tucking behind Troy. You get the slip, and Baggins is probably going to be up high and wide.
You get hung out to dry up there.
Yeah. Touch the brakes.
Bit of a safety dab.
Yeah, it's the old super cautious, but they all get through, which is what you want to see.
So hard when you've got cars around you there, the overspeed, and if if the guy in front of you brakes a little bit earlier than you're expecting, it can be really, really bad. So good driving there by those three.
So seconds in your race there in Div 1, what was your tyre strategy? Just to give the viewers an idea.
Yeah, for those playing at home, I was doing 10, 11 on hards, and that was all going to limit how much tyre run I was going to do on the softs at the end. So, I ended up doing 11 on the hards, did a full tank on the mediums, which is 15 laps for me, and then 2 soft stints to finish.
Yeah, right.
And you're looking at 12, 13 laps on the softs. The McLaren is good for. Again, cooler conditions are starting to come in now. You can see the clouds starting to build, so the grip starts to increase as well.
Definitely not catch old wrestler in Div 3. He was just gone once he got on the softs, and unfortunately I had to run two lots of mediums to be able to make my soft strategy work, but that was still a good race. It was good fun, but it was interesting to see how everyone had different strategies along the way.
Yeah, it was certainly a good race. Dol Slayer and I battled it out in the last couple of laps, and I ended up pipping him by 9 thousandths of a second over the line. Just couldn't get around me in that Supra, but very, very close finish across the line there. Another 10 metres of track, and he would have had me.
So got Troy in here, and just on that note, I think Wrestler may be the yet to be determined Div 3 champion. So if that is the case, congratulations to Wrestler as well.
Yeah, he's driven great all season. He was off to a bit of a slow start, but he's come through in the later part of the season. It's just had an absolute dominating run in the last few weeks.
Well, fingers crossed, Viper, that he disappears up to Div 2 next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be upset if
we
he
love
nicked
your
off.
wrestler, but yeah, 30 seconds is a bit too quick for us, mate.
Yes, mate. Yeah, leave our division alone, mate. Come on, seriously. But yeah, there's been some really fast guys in Div 3. It's a shame we haven't gotten a chance to put them out on stream more often. Maybe next season we might be able to get something running. But there's definitely some really fast guys. Brutal was fast all season. Hodes was absolutely dominant in some of his races as well, and Wrestler was just fast all year. So yeah, those three guys in Div 3 have been really, really dominant, and Untouchables as well has been really fast at times in some of his races as well. So yeah, there's some quick boys there, and hopefully they'll all nick off next season and leave the division to us more sedate drivers.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's actually happened here. I went back, Troy's done his pit stop and went to softs, but then I went back and see he's had a 1 minute 55 lap, and it's now fallen back into 4th place. MCDC has managed to jump both Lucky and ZD, so I'm not sure if...
Well, I wonder if those two have had it coming together. It wouldn't be the first time this season.
No, it wouldn't.
I think ZD was off at T1 on about lap 20 a couple laps ago. T1's getting up. I tried to grab a replay, but my replay's not working anymore.
Yeah, it's showing lap 23 here for me, 1:55, which is 7 seconds off what he normally does.
So Lucky might be in this lap or next lap, but definitely one of the two. Probably this lap, I would say.
Well, depending on what tyres did MCDC run at the start here, he was looking at hards, I believe.
He was on hards.
Correct.
So he's put himself into effectively outright second at this time. So he's, as I said, he got his head down, and his times are very consistent if you look at him as well. So he's in the group. We're 45 minutes in, halfway into the races, to the point where the mental fatigue may start to creep in on some, and Lucky jumps into the pits now.
Yeah, I found The easiest thing was once you get into that pit stop, put everything down, give it a good shake, have a drink of water. You got plenty of time, so and then try and refocus again for the next stint. Definitely a challenge to do 50 laps, that's for sure.
It's Madriski has increased his lead by another 5 seconds over second place there with that mistake from Ziti. He was holding station about 10 seconds, but now he's out to a sort of 15-16 second lap lead, so 15 seconds lead over MCDC. Bearing in mind that MCDC has not run the softer tyre yet, this could be a very, very close battle once all the pit stops shake out. Madriski will be in this lap.
Yeah, I was going to say, has he got one more lap?
Oh, I don't know, it'd be risky. It would be very risky.
Risky for Madriski, I see what you did there.
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
not
for sure.
sure if the Golden Tonsils could sing a sweet enough song to get around another lap in that Ford.
Nah, it is a bit of a heavy hitter on the fuel, so I'm seeing the fuel light flush and I'm in. But that's his hard stunt, so that's
Yeah, there he
effectively
comes.
his slowest stint, and he's doing times that most cars do on mediums, especially once that fuel load went down.
Yeah.
You reckon he'll go on to mediums now, surely, and save the softs for the end?
I believe so. Yeah, that's a smart play because then you'll give the best chance if someone miraculously does close the gap, just to sail by in that last 10 laps or so.
So halfway through the race, Madriski's just pitted from the lead, which has given the lead to MCDC. Ziti's in second. Baker in third. Madriski's dropping down the order. Packer, Dodgy, Euthrolik. Palmer's in the pits as well. And the two Scuderia boys are obviously following the same strategy. Lucky, which stopped on the last lap, he's running soft tyre now. I wonder if he might have short filled a little.
Yeah, surely. So he'd probably be looking
Yeah.
at. Again, he probably doesn't need to. What's that? You got 25 laps. You know, so 26 laps he would have had remaining. So maybe he's looking at a 13.
Yeah.
To the end there. So he might only need to put say 85 to 90% of fuel in.
He's obviously going to go a couple of laps longer on each of the soft stints to bring that Fangit Racing Volkswagen home, hopefully in a good spot. Lucky's been a very, very good driver for the Fangit Racing team this season. It looks like if he finishes close enough to Ziti, I think he's got
Baggins
that.
is off, mate.
Oh no.
As you were
I was just
ramping
about
up
to
the
say.
team.
That's it, yeah, pumping everybody up, and then Baggins goes and does that. But yeah, Lucky looks like if he finishes close enough to Ziti, barring any penalties or anything like that, he'll take out the Division 2 title for the Fangit Racing team, which has he's been great for the team all season. So, and Baggins has done really well too, very steady, very consistent. And very, very good team driver. So had some good results too. He's had a couple of podiums. So yeah,
buddy,
good driving by the guys.
I want to ask you a question after
Sure.
that about your team. But we've just had the front runners here, so MCDC, Ziti, and Dodgy's in as well, who was effectively 17 seconds behind Ziti. So they're in. So does Luck get the jump?
Oh yeah, is he gonna overcut them? Looks like
They're
it.
coming out.
Yeah, he's got the undercut.
Undercut.
He's got the undercut on. Got the undercut on Ziti for sure.
But we see how the tyre wear goes, but then he's right behind MCDC.
That's going to be great for tyre and fuel strategy behind that Toyota. If he can stick behind that Toyota, that's going to really, really help that Volkswagen.
Yeah, if he's going, hey, all I need to do is keep Ziti in my rearview mirror, I'd be very much working with MCDC at this point, just to try and keep that gap at, you know, no less than 2 seconds. Just keep ZD behind him. Use the speed of the Supra. Save your tyres, save your fuel. Less fuel goes into the last stop, and away you go. ZD, knowing that he's probably listening to this stream, he's probably hating me right now.
We love you, Zeeds.
But nah, ZD just needs to do what he needs to do right now, and try and chip away.
Yeah, there's going to be an opportunity maybe later in the race if Lucky's tyres are really struggling at the latest second at the end of his soft stints. But it's going to be tough. But if he can stick behind this Supra for a couple of laps, it's really going to help him open a gap and set him up really well for the last stint.
So I'll take you back to what I want to talk about before is
Sure.
new team owner.
Crash detours.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, yep, Stroll. Turn 1 there, did you see what happened?
No, I actually just sent him in the wall at the end. So I'm not too sure if he's overcooked it again or what actually happened. So, but back to your question for Viper.
Yeah, so new team owner, new team. Do you want to summarise your season to wheel for how you think it all went? Pending results.
I think the team's done quite well. I think we recruited quite strong. Got a little bit unlucky in the car selection for the second half of the season with the draft, but I think that overall, great learning experience for myself, and I think it's going to set us up for a really good season next season. Would have liked the team to have done a little bit better collectively, and part of that's me as well. I didn't have the best results this season, definitely struggled a little, but I think next season onwards and upwards for Fangan Racing.
Nice, we just got MCDC went around the outside of Yathrolic into the bus stop, so he's grown a set there. And
ZD's in the wall, out exiting the bus stop. I just caught it at the end of that.
Get a replay of that, Dale.
Replay's on.
Oh, that's a shame. It looks like he just caught the ripple strip a little bit heavy, and it's.
We were looking back from the guys in front, kind of caught it in the background.
Yeah, it looks like he just caught that ripple a bit heavy, and it's just unsettled the car on exit. Sideswiped the wall quite heavily.
So that's put him just behind Baker Boy, effectively. And Baker Boy's been very nice.
Yes.
Coming out on the cold tyres for ZD there. But Baker knows he's on the hards. Not worth battling, I suppose. But Baker Boy was in the lead at that point. Not the overall effective leader, but he's come in and he's popped out in 5th. So 21 seconds off mid. Baker's on the hards and Mid's on the medium, so that gap is only going to increase there.
If MCDC wants to threaten Madriski for the win, he's going to have to make this stint count. So mediums versus softs. He's really going to have to reel in that forward as best he can, because once the forward goes on the soft tyres, I don't think he'll be catching him unless Madriski makes an error.
Yeah, this is the stint that he'd need to gain, and if he doesn't, I don't think it's going to change much. But the wind has swung around in that last 2-3 laps. It's now tailwind turning into the bus stop, which could hamper a few as well, covering that a few extra kilometres into the bus stop. People not accounting for the wind, brake a little bit, same brake marker, but you're going to be off the track. So easy to do that.
Especially that big heavy Ford, trying to get that thing stopped can be a mission. But a little battle pack forming here. We've got Packer and Dodgy are together on track here for 7th and 8th place. Dodgy comes perilously close to Tombo's tyre bundle, and it's yeah, a little close little battle there happening for 7th and 8th. Packer being on the soft tyre, Dodgy on the medium tyre, so we would expect Packer to sort of pull away a little, but that that car of Dodgy's has got a very fast top speed, so he should be able to pull it back on the straight. And the Honda, unfortunately, the Honda is not that strong on the straights.
Yeah, definitely a car that dies in 6th gear, and it does like to chew its tyres a bit, as Dale probably add a bit more to. But I know in the first half of the season it was not the funnest GR3. It was quick over a few laps, but you know, once you got into that bad tyre where 50% less on a rear tyre, it was the MR strikes. You know, you had to hold on, grit your teeth a few times.
Yeah, it was a fun little car to drive, but just that step down from the other MRs in the field, the Group 4 is really where it shone.
But yeah, it's been an interesting year this year. We have with car selection and with the variety of different cars we've had on the grid this year has been definitely the most diverse section or selection rather of cars that we've seen on a wheel-to-wheel grid, at least since I've been involved with wheel-to-wheel. Both Group 4 and Group 3, many different drivetrains and different strengths and weaknesses, so it's been a really a pleasure to watch it this season.
Yeah, I think the saving grace for a lot of people there, I know myself included, especially when we got the Honda to start with, was the brake bias update, allowing brake bias to be done with pop-on.
Yeah, that definitely changed things, and it happened just at the right time, so...
Yeah, so it definitely helped out a lot of cars, and it made the competition a lot closer than what I was fearing for some. But yeah, it's turned out to be a great, like I said, great selection of cars.
I think while we're waiting for this last lot of pit stops to come along, do we have some ads we can go to, Dale?
Let's roll them.
I'm a gamer, a foodie,
A boss lady. I am sporty,
outdoorsy.
outspoken. I am fashion.
I'm old-fashioned.
What I am not.
Is the same.
But none of us are.
We are all individuals with unique interests, needs, and goals.
We believe that everyone should have the right to live the life they want for themselves.
Whether it be exploring the world,
Dog walking,
or binge watching their favorite show.
So instead of searching for the things that we do the same,
Let's champion the things that set us apart.
Because we're not innovating for disabilities.
We're innovating for individuals.
right back.
All right. Thanks to our sponsors for those great words and messages. We love our sponsors here. We definitely can't do what we do without them. So a big shout out to all of our sponsors. And we'll be back into the racing. So we've got 33 laps. Lap 33, and Madriski is doing what he needs to do, but MCDC is bringing that time down in chunks. So Madriski is out in front and running as quickly as he can, and MCDC is catching him with the assistance of a little green Volkswagen in the little green bug that could. Lucky is sticking to the back of that Toyota like glue, and it's definitely helping him in his bids for the championship for this season.
Yeah, doing exactly what he has to right there.
But going back through the field, we have ZD, 4-second gap to Lucky and a 4-second gap back to Troy, who's 9 seconds ahead of Baker, 7 seconds in front of Packer. Packer and Dodgy are still together on track, and then 11 seconds back to Palmer, who's nose to tail with Baggins, 2.5 seconds back to Yathrolic, and then Gipman is back in 12th place. I thought Gipman we must have missed an incident. I thought he was up a little higher than that.
No, I think he's definitely recovering. He's caught up the ground, him and Yathrolic. But it's just the fact that the guys in front now have made their shorter fuel pit stops. So overall time he might be good, but he's caught up a bit. But unfortunately, once those other guys slap on those mediums and softs, it's a losing battle.
Yeah, we've got Palmer
and Baggins side by side through the oval.
Very evenly matched there. Straight line.
Oh, Baggins with the tyre advantage. Softs over mediums, gets the job done around the outside of turn 1. That is a ballsy pass through the outside there on turn 1.
Yeah, credit where credit's due there. And also credit to Palmer. Palmer was quite nice to him.
Yeah, definitely gave him some space around the outside. And, fighting a losing battle there on those medium tyres versus the Mercedes on the soft tyre.
Yeah, he's got he's having a few moments now. He just need to settle in and try and hold on to Baggins if he can in the slip. And then you got Yathrolic coming up behind on the softs. So he's probably going to be more eyes rearwards, just like the Fangate racing cars.
Yep, eyes on the back, keeping an eye on everybody.
Yep. Well, the Porsche's in the slip. He's maintained it this time, so that's going to help, alleviate some of that pressure from Yathrolic for maybe another lap or two.
Just through these corner exits where Baggins is just going to pull away, and Yathrolic is going to catch up.
And the commentators.
Oh no, Baggins.
It looked like my screen, he only just touched the grass, but that's all it is.
It didn't look like it was that bad.
And as soon as I look at the culprit, he's going to do it off the racing line. It's plenty of room here. But that wind has changed again. So it's helping you into the start of the bus stop, but also pushing you out into that very dangerous penalty zone on the exit of the bus stop. So these are all those things. You're an hour and 3 minutes in. You got to be aware of these little bits and pieces for track conditions.
I don't think anyone's been burning off the racing line. They're relying on the coasting.
Yeah, it's something we might have to address in the off season with a bit more clarity on that situation. But
it's black and white in the rules.
No harm, no foul there.
There's no clarity needed.
It might just need to be reminded.
We're lucky where this track in particular.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's plenty of space.
That the person's burning a penalty.
Yeah. Just having
There
a
is a
bit of
few
fun for the
tracks
final
that is
round.
very questionable.
Oh
and,
no, Bags, hold on to it, mate.
well, he might not get another penalty here just for going into the infield there. The old Gran Turismo punish on a punishment.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, make a mistake.
Oh,
there it
even
is.
harsher.
Oh, what a
Nice one, Seckers.
Even harsher.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
goodness.
horrible. That's horrifying.
Don't blame me, it's just the knowledge of the game, alright?
2 laps in a row, and yeah, Baggins is going to drop probably to the back of the field quite substantially. Unfortunate there for the Bagman. He was having a decent race until these last 2 laps.
Well, we just had dodgy in front of Packer, but then he had he's just readdressed on that banking corner, and Packer's taken off on him again. So, not too sure what happened there.
I'm surprised that. I'm actually surprised that Packer hasn't cleared off on the front there with those softer tyres.
He doesn't have the straight line
I
speed.
think it might be a case of pack and try and straight line speed where Dodgy can use it to keep up, but also try and keep the soft tyres in check to cover the race, the amount of laps he wants to do.
They've both done a 53 last lap, so something's definitely happened maybe at the bus stop.
Yeah.
It's quieting down, you got mid 12 seconds. So I believe, was that 14 seconds before? Oh, my
Yeah,
correct.
It was about 14,
So it's
15.
come down a couple of seconds, so I can't see anything
It was
really bad in his times. But maybe
Taking
in
about
Mercedes,
3 seconds out of it,
It's been,
but I just don't think that's enough.
Not lately, I feel like it's been about 12 seconds now for quite a few laps. So got down to that 11-12 seconds. It's just now plateaued for the last handful of laps.
It looks like that crossover point between the mediums and the softs is now occurring, and the lap times are looking very, very similar car to car. So there's always that overlap that happens when the soft tyres wear. The mediums maintain their speed. So
yeah, you got like look how much luck has dropped away from MCDC too. Like his tyres are, he's probably if he's in this lap, otherwise his tyres going to be red raw on the rear right. And that's even bringing his ED back in. He's already closed in a few seconds. So these two might end up doing the old back together.
yeah,
like
or that'd be poetic for the end of the race, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Again, luck doesn't need to do anything silly now. He just needs to drive it and keep it on track. But
Do you see the-
what do you reckon? Can he get? Well, there's 14 to go. Can the Beetle do 14?
Oh, I don't know. I don't drive the Beetle. I drive the VGT, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Lucky's a smart racer, so I'm sure he's accounted for the possibilities and stuff. And in the situation he's in, he really doesn't have to push.
There's the Tiger on there. Will he get a penalty?
Very gingerly through the bus stop.
They survive, but look at that gap. Just come down another 1 second. ZD can smell the Beetle.
He can. He can see the "I love my Beetle" sticker on the back bumper, and he's coming for it.
Yeah, that's not the smart thing here.
Yeah.
I was almost going to say, is at that point where you go, ZD, like, that's the man I want to put pressure on. Do I pit with him, knowing that his tyres are going to go, and put that pressure on?
Wonder if he might go mediums. Like, it's a big stretch to get 14 laps out of softs in any car.
He only needs 13. He came in
Well,
26
13,
laps. He came in 26 laps to go with 2:13 stints to go. So softs is where it's at. That's his plan.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's the way it goes. He's going to stick some fuel in.
So, like,
Won't need to fill all the way
field's
up.
coming past. Everyone's reasonably well spaced that he may come out into. So he may not have any issues there with traffic. He's leaving now, so he's he split that perfectly.
Yeah,
Come
right
out
in front of
between.
Palmer.
Yep, and he's gone deep.
So easy to do out of that pit exit.
you don't want to burn up your fresh rubber too quickly, and I think sometimes even myself, you take that corner a bit too easy on your first lap out on softs. You just completely stuff it.
I think we'll have Madriski and MCDC both in this lap. Madriski comes in. Fastest pit entry in Gran Turismo. And MCDC is also coming in.
If we were entering according to what speeds the cars were actually travelling at, I think you'd have a few cold trickle Daytona moments where you're coming in all 4 tyres locked up.
Yep. And there'd definitely be some harsh penalties handed out for entering pit lane at those speeds. ZD in as well, so 1 lap longer than Lucky, and a little bit more fuel in the tank too. So those guys could really tighten up when ZD comes out. So that'll be one to watch.
Actually, one that take a note of here is Baker Boy is probably looking at running hard to the end if I'm not mistaken. So he's going to
have to stop for fuel.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll go back to my corner. Because I was going to say he's made that dash and then he's going to hold on for 10-11 laps to the guys that are all running the softs. But yeah.
ZD's jumped luck.
Madriski with a...
And here we go,
yes,
Velcro.
jumped him on the fuel. There we go, back together again. Lucky doesn't need to do anything. Like, he just needs to stay there. He doesn't need to beat ZD. He just needs to, keep him there and make sure that he finishes within sight of him, and it should be all sweet. So no need to take any big risks.
Yeah, you're not going for the gold medal here. I think Mid at this stage has got that sewn up. You just got to do what you got to do in regards to your championship.
If he can just sit behind ZD and make ZD push the pace and save some fuel, save some tyre, and then maybe ZD may make a mistake towards the end, and if he doesn't, then the result is the same.
Yeah, we're coming into night here too, so all the lights are on. Extra grip might save a little bit more fuel, and also the tyres will last longer. So we know how well Luck can stay behind someone. He showed it all in races, just been chipping away, holding on to someone's back, just saying, hey, you drove me around.
He's definitely compensating for the deficiencies in the Volkswagen by chucking a tow rope onto some faster cars, which has lifted him up the field. Though we have Baker Boy and Dodgy have yet to stop. Baker Boy will probably be in this lap, and Dodgy might be able to go one more.
He'll be in this lap for sure, mate. He's actually running the same strategy I did, which only because I pinched it off him. So.
You did it first, mate. It was yours.
Yeah, I saw you race first. So.
Yep, absolutely.
We've cut about 200 odd laps on this track this week, so we've had a few strats and a few different tries at it. So
speaking of your team, then how do you want to summarise how your season's went for TDR guys?
Yeah, look, I think the basis of TDR overall is just go out and have fun, no pressure on results, and that seems to bring out the best in everyone. We all seem to jump on and have a good run with each other most nights if you're available, and I think overall we've performed really well. Probably done well with a couple of reserve drivers that have come in to help us out when we couldn't race, and all in all, everyone's enjoyed each other's company, and we've been competitive, so it's been a pretty good season, honestly.
Yeah, that's it. That's the joys of this league too. Yeah, the teams that are really, you've had a fair bit of continuity in that team, so it just seems that it's just so well gelled together at the moment. That no matter what cars you guys are in, you pull the results as well. So And the team environment that we're all in here at Wheel to Wheel, where it doesn't matter who you are, how fast, how slow, where you come from, if you're across the ditch or not, or all the way over here where I am in WA. Some say it's the other ditch.
The dry ditch.
We all get to have a good laugh.
Yeah, I think that's the basis of everything it should be with Wheel to Wheel too. And look, honestly, like you've hit the nail on the head. Like I'm definitely not the fastest bloke, but everyone seems to give each other some really good tips. And I know you seem to. A lot of guys have said that you've given some great hot laps throughout the season, which is definitely appreciated by all. But you can just jump in there and have a bit of fun. That's the main part, and be competitive along the way. If you are, beauty. Sometimes, stuffed it with 1 lap to go. So bad. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think the big one that surprised me though when I first started a couple of years ago was the age difference. It's not just esports are for whatever you call them now, the current Gen Z or whatever it is. It's for everyone. There's a few guys that are, I don't think we have any minors at the moment anymore now that Goat's seen a video and got older.
He's been inducted into the Wheel to Wheel adulthood.
But yeah, we've also got the people that, I think there was one guy, I'm not going to mention his name, but he fell asleep, had a cat nap, missed his race on a Sunday, so...
it does happen.
Yeah. But yeah, testament to everyone that can get involved, so join up if you're watching.
Yeah, there is a diverse group of individuals involved in Wheel to Wheel, so don't feel like you're going to be left out or left in the cold. There is a spot here waiting for you if you want to come and join us. Check out the Discord and the Facebook page and the website soon to come. Is it up yet or soon to come?
Website's up and running.
Excellent.
So jump on that, www.wheel2wheelracing.com.au, and jump on and have a look. We'll be updating the widget for next season soon. So once we get everything finalised for the next format, we'll be able to go and put register for season 15, which there's a few little surprises in there. There's a few things going to change, but for the better, and I think it's going to improve Wheel to Wheel again. So.
Yeah, looking forward to season 15 kicking off in the new year. So now's the time if you want to join in, get involved in some off-season fun, get your skills up to scratch and hit the ground running in season 15. Now is the time to get involved.
I may as well not leave Dale out of the equation here. I know he's my team owner, but I want to give him a political response too. So how do you reckon Dam's gone, mate, for this season?
Oh man, I think it's been an amazing season so far. I mean, so far it's the end of the season now. No, look, I mean you've absolutely nailed it this season. You've pretty much led the whole second half of the season. You went on a crazy win streak to I think from about round 10 onwards there. I mean, Wrestler, Hodes, Div 3, Hodes taking over from Big Red Ralph there partway through the season. Big Red put in a great effort in the first half as well. We've had Sis Packer and Ziti putting in very, very strong results all season. I mean, Ziti's fighting for the championship now. And then, had to pair up with Adam and Zoo, and we've had quite a lot of people just step up from reserves, including Hammy, DJ Swinger and a couple of other guys too. Digger on Fire, apologies, I didn't start with a D. But no, look, I think it's the first time we've ever won this thing, and we've been going since about season 7, I think. So yeah, it just feels great to be a part of that. And have Wrestlers company sponsor the team as well. So it's, I think finally paying him back for sponsoring this for so many seasons and getting that plaque for him. So yeah, just shout out Circus for doing all the lap guides for us pretty much every single week. And I think even though in the other car we piggyback off your strats most of the weeks as well. So yeah, it's just been a great team effort from everyone. Everyone's nailed it.
Yeah, big congratulations to you guys there for taking out the team title, and it looks like you guys are having another strong result this round as well. So big congratulations to Dam, Hexagon's AMS Excavation Racing. Congratulations, Ed, job well done.
you definitely don't. It's well deserved by all your team, and even though we're all very competitive on track, credit goes where it's due, and definitely stand out your team towards the back end of the season. Definitely Hodes helped replace Big Red. I prefer to have Big Red in the field, to tell you the truth, but
yeah, absolutely. Hodes is an
especially in our
absolute gun.
division. But yeah, definitely Sweat once he's behind you. It's like, gee, just watch the time chew down. But congratulations to all your teams, right, and everyone who's participated this season.
No, thanks, Wes. I think that also highlights just the team environment, though. When Hoots came on board, I think for his first 3 races, he was ranked 53 just based on his first 3 race results. So, once he jumped on board with the team, he was
without traction control.
Yeah, it was his first time doing without traction control at the start of the season. So, yeah, I think it just highlights the importance of jumping on with the team and that willingness to learn and improve and learn off everyone else. So, yeah, perfect environment to get into a team. It's the best thing about this league, getting on board with the team.
100%.
Get back to the action that is. Lap 44, coming on to 45. Mid's about to start. He's 45th on the lap. He's holding that. That seems to be just the whole race. It seems to be that 11, somewhere between 11 and 14 seconds, no matter what.
He's just doing
MCDC there.
He's just doing a really good job of managing the gap now.
Scary the gap would be if he didn't have that issue at the start of the race.
Yeah, that little mishap. I think he lost what did he lose, 4 or 5 seconds in that? I think it was 4 or 5 seconds he lost in that little moment.
So even more, yeah. But you got take mid out of the equation there. You got the 3 guys that are all up there in the 3-4 spots on the podium as well. So the overall season people have just clawed their way back up and just consistently driven, and now they find themselves in contention at the end of the race.
Yeah, MCDC, Zini and Lucky have been at each other all season long, so it's good to see those guys battling it out, but it doesn't look like MCDC's got anything for the Ford. But there's still 5 laps to go, and as you know, anything can and will happen in a wheel-to-wheel race, especially the last race of the season. So keep an eye on that.
I'm going to say here that Zini, championship-wise, needs, I believe, 5 spots between him. Also, if he was to finish 1st, to finish 5th to be in contention for the shot here. So he's probably looking at Troy there right on the back and going, Troy, make his life difficult, make him make a bit of a blunder.
Looks like Troy has just gotten past Lucky as we speak, and Lucky is giving him a wide berth.
That could have been strategic. Lucky going, I don't need this battle, I'm just going to let you go.
Now just drive the last 5 laps just in a nice little rhythm there on his own and save some tyre, not make any mistakes, because he's got a 17-second gap back to Dodgy, so he can button off and enjoy the rest of the race.
Something we missed, I'm not sure if we missed or not, but I just want to reiterate, Stefko's put in the chat the huge amount of work the volunteers do here at Wheel to Wheel.
Oh, absolutely. There's so many names to mention, guys that have jobs that don't get rewarded or shouted out. Dodgy is one of the biggest ones. The amount of work that man does running his business and then running Wheel to Wheel and running a team. I don't know where he finds the time, to be completely honest. But he's definitely a standout, as well as a whole heap of others. I think Armin's has been doing a lot of good work with the website as well, so big shout out to all those guys, and the stewards and all the guys who have done commentary and visuals, and anyone else who's lent a hand. We all appreciate you, and we want to give a big shout out to everybody for making this league as great as it is.
Even yourself, mate, with the lap guides every Friday. done a great effort there. I'm not sure if is it your first or second season of doing it?
Second season, yeah, it's the second season in a row.
Effectively a whole year of doing that. So
yes, yeah, it's been a challenge some weeks to get it done, but I think we missed one this season. Well, we put the lap out, but it didn't have the voiceover in it because I was under the weather that week. But yeah, missed one this season. So yeah, it's a lot of fun for me to do them. I really enjoy it. So and big thank you to all the divisional drivers too who give up their time to do those hot laps every week. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of volunteers out there that put in a lot of time, that's for sure. I know Dale's one of the ones hiding in the background as well. And
yep.
Brogan spoke, you got Tombo, you know, there's a pretty big list out there, and yeah, people are meeting all through the weeks to try and help decide where the right things are to go forward and put all the polls out so everyone's got their chance to have an opinion on what they'd like to see, and off those polls is how we actually try and form the racing formats for the following season. So all criticism's taken on when it's there, as long as it's in a constructive point of view, and you know, we put it to good use, that's for sure.
do you want to give a run through Viper? So before we lead into this final few laps for the
so 3 laps to go. We have Madriski out in front and growing his lead. MCDC pushing as hard as he can there, and he's got a 10-second gap to Ziti, who has a 2-second gap over Troy. Lucky 1.5 seconds back from Troy, but a 15-second gap back to Dodgy. Dodgy and Baker Boy, the two Team Dodgy Racing guys, nose to tail on track with Packer, and then Uthrolik, Palmer, Gimpman, and the real Baggins after his terrible 2 laps in a row where his penalties just left him in no man's land with no one to work with. But he's doing a good job bringing it home for the team.
Troy just got a 1-second penalty through the bus stop, and Lucky's been able to overtake him coming into turn 1. So he's back up to 4th, but I don't know if Lucky's given the spot back or not. Not sure.
Oh no, Troy's just put it in the wall and then spun it. He just.
Alright, I think we've all done a commentator's curse now. I think.
Yeah, a little bit of oversteer.
Sorry, Troy.
I was kind of grit my teeth because he outbroke himself a little bit, I think, and was so close to nailing Luck in the back. Which is definitely not the last. That's the last thing Luck wants.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
But now Dodgy back there will have the eyes wide open trying to hunt Troy, I think. So Dodgy's made a really good recovery considering his great sportsmanship, the redress where he lost countless amount of time there.
Yeah, we'll just have a look where Palmer is in comparison. He's a minute off the lead.
This could also be where the action is. You've got Baker's closing up to Dodgy. Packer's not far off either.
Yeah.
Realistically, you put that 20 seconds back on Dodgy and he'd be sitting right next to ZD right at the minute. So, good sportsmanship, but yeah, it's a shame it happened.
So it's a bit questionable. Baker's showing the nose on his boss.
On his team boss, yeah.
Dodgy's bouncing around a bit, so it's one of those things where you've got to be very careful. Yeah.
Go for it, mate. Bragging rights, you know what it works.
And this is just opening the door for Packer to bring that Honda back into the equation.
True.
But Madriski with a lap to run, about a lap and a half to run, has just shown a clean pair of heels in that Ford. He's led from start to finish, and it looks like he's going to bring that Ford home with a victory, unless something strange happens in the next lap.
TDR boys fuel saving quota.
Dodgy
Lucky's
definitely
just
won't
got
be.
past Ziti. That's strange. Ziti must have had some kind of moment in turn 1.
Yeah,
What's that
Baker's not
nickname?
either, mate.
Tombo's corner. Zidi's corner.
Is Baker going to have a crack here at Dodgy or not?
He might have to because Packer's right on his rear end.
Yeah, it's the.
Yeah,
Or is he gonna tail gun for his team owner?
Guaranteed there's no team orders here, mate.
Go for it, Baker.
It's more about bragging right
It is contract.
there you go.
It is contract time, so you know.
Yeah, first messages may or may not have been sent to individuals.
Yeah, I think the trade period is well and truly is out and about. Things are happening, that's for sure. But Ziti and Lucky again, just they can't help themselves. So
Here comes Packer.
Yeah, he's got the run.
Packer's got the run on him.
Until he hits 6th gear, watch him fall back behind.
and ready, set. Oh, he's holding it in 5th as long as he can. Yeah. And then the Ferrari will come back around the outside of him.
Yeah, he tried to.
Ziti and Lucky are just like, they just can't help themselves. They've got to beat each other up. It's like,
you give him room.
Yeah, this is getting a bit iffy now. Yeah.
That's long season. That's all about that bond spot on the podium there. Luck just needs to.
I'll just let it go, mate. Let it go, Lucky.
100%.
Just throttle off and let him have it. It's not worth it. But Madruski coming around the banking.
Yeah, great result. I'm my first season leaving Scuderia, and they've had a first to last season, so one to forget. But
yeah, it's
great way to finish there for mid.
Great job to bring that forward home. Second place will be MCDC, and looks like unless Ziti makes some kind of error, that third place will go to the Dam driver, and Lucky is going to bring that Beetle home in 4th place and most likely secure a divisional championship for the Faggot Racing team. Well done. We've got Troy coming around for a top 5 spot as well, and then Dodgy, Baker, Packer, Euthrolik, Palmer, Baggins and Gimp. Oh, something's happened to Gimp. He had to stop. He's got brand new fresh tyres, so it looks like he might have run out of fuel and had to stop.
Out of fuel.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny how even after when the computer takes control, CD and Luck still button.
Yeah. It's just like the game knows. It's great result there from Madriski for the Scuderia Quadrifoglio boys, getting that forward out in front and getting the job done. MCDC for the Drive 25 team. Tombo will be happy with that. Ziti in 3rd place for Dam, and Lucky in 4th. Troy in 5th for the Drive 25 team. Dodgy and Baker 6th and 7th for TDR. Packer for Dam as well. And then Euthrolik and Gimp for Euthrolik, Baggins and Gimp there for their respective teams. So
yeah. Well done, Mitt. That was a suit that I designed last season, but just quietly. Oh, no, that was entertaining 90 minutes actually.
Yeah, it's a great race. Daytona certainly is one of the best tracks for endurance racing in Gran Turismo. It always serves up something different, and it's got a little bit in it for everybody. So it's certainly a great one.
Yeah, congratulations again to Luck for not making it a clean sweep of championships for Dam Racing. I know that was something that we were trying to quietly achieve. But yeah, he's done it well in style, did what he needed to do tonight, so congratulations to him. And yeah, congratulations to Mid again and the podiums.
Yeah, great job there from Madriski and ZD and MCDC for the podium, and great job there from Lucky for the championship for Div 2. You guys there'll surely be some guys moving up and about into higher divisions and lower divisions, and we will see you guys next season. Congratulations to all the divisional championships and the team champions, Dam, and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you guys in 2024.
Thanks, guys.